Hello, I am Marisha and welcome to my creative diary. I hope you're having a great day. So today I'm going to create a couple of holiday cards using scrapbook.com's layering dies. So let's get started. To begin, I brought in scrapbook.com's Build and Layer Bear die set. This set is so adorable. On the back, it shows you how the bear will look once assembled, so you can use it as a guide. So I did assemble the bear off camera. I actually assembled two, one with the hat and scarf and one without. I'm going to show you later on how I created a card using the bear without the hat and scarf. I'm now bringing in an A2 standard sized top folding card base along with Distress Oxides, Salty Ocean, and Blueprint Sketch. I'm now going to bring in some mint tape and I'm going to place it on the top of my scored line. I'm using it as a guide to prevent me from applying oxide to the back of my card. Using my blending brush, I'm going to apply Blueprint Sketch first to my card base. And the key to a good blend is to apply a lot of oxides. So don't be afraid to add a lot of oxides to your cardstock. Once I'm done adding Blueprint Sketch, I'm then going to apply Salty Ocean. So I'm going to bring in another blending brush. And I'm going to be really heavy-handed with it because, like I mentioned earlier, I want this background to be a good blend. And then from there, I'm going to bring back in the brush that I used to apply Blueprint Sketch to blend the colors together. I'm now going to bring in my Distress sprayer and I'm going to spray some water on my card base. I'm going to allow it to sit for a few seconds and then I'm going to bring in my paper towel and soak up the excess water. And just like that, a very easy, simple snow background. Off camera, I used a rectangle die to die cut a piece of cardstock, which is slightly smaller than my card base. I'm bringing in this oval die and using my mint tape, I'm going to tape it down to the cardstock, and then I'm going to run it through my die cutting machine. I'm now going to bring my frame back in and just to see how it looks on my card base. Next, I'm going to apply some foam tape to the back, creating some dimension for this card. And then I'm going to remove the backing from the foam tape and then adhere it to the card base. After I press it down to make sure it is secured, I'm going to move on to the next step. To add dimension to the back of my bear, I cut out 4 pieces of cardstock and I'm going to adhere it to the back of the bear. Then I'm going to adhere the bear to my card front. To finish up this card, I brought in scrapbook.com's Merry Christmas 2 word dies. This includes the sentiment Merry Christmas and the halo die. I decided to die cut Merry 3 times, twice out of white cardstock and once out of gold, and I'm going to adhere the layers together using adhesive glue. Once I am done, I'm then going to adhere the sentiment to my card. And just like that, this card is done. A super easy card to create for the holidays. For the next card, I'm going to switch things up a little by creating a fun, festive background. I'm going to bring in scrapbook.com's Santa Build and Layer die set. You guys, this die set is filled with so much cuteness, like cuteness overload. I love it. I'm going to assemble Mr. Santa, so I'm going to turn on some music and check back in with you in just a moment. Now that I'm done assembling Mr. Santa, it is time for the next step. Off camera, I cut strips of cardstock that I'm going to adhere to my card panel. I'm going to use some adhesive glue to adhere the strips to the panel, but you can feel free to use adhesive tape if you'd like. Then in random order, I'm just going to select the strips and just adhere them to the card panel. And then I'm just going to keep going until I get halfway done, and then I'm going to cut off the excess strips of cardstock and I'm going to use it to adhere it to the panel. That way it prevents me from having to cut out more strips of cardstock. The great thing about creating this background panel is you can select whatever colors you like. You can use non-traditional or traditional Christmas colors. Once my background is done, I decided to use a stitch border die to die cut the panel. Now it's time to assemble the card. So using scrapbook.com's adhesive tape, I'm going to adhere this iridescent vellum to my panel. Then from there, I'm going to add strips of cardstock, actually 3 layers, to the back of Santa. And using adhesive glue, I'm going to adhere those strips to the back. And then from there, I'm going to adhere Santa to the panel. Next, I'm going to adhere the panel to my card base. And then finally, I'm going to adhere the Merry Sentiment to the card. And there you have it, another easy card to create using scrapbook.com's build and layer die sets. If you remember the other bear that I showed you at the beginning of this tutorial, I decided to use scrapbook.com's celebration sentiments and stitch balloons shape die set to create this adorable birthday card. Isn't it so cute? I love how this turned out. So you're basically getting one die that you can use for multiple occasions and projects. I love it. Now here's another look at the cards that I created today. The Very Merry Christmas card and the Merry Santa Christmas card. 2 adorable cards that are very easy to create for the holiday season. Thank you so much for joining me on today. I appreciate you so much for stopping by. I thank you in advance for subscribing, clicking the thumbs up button, and the notification bell. Don't forget to check out my blog at thediaryofbellerose.com. I'm sending you love and a whole lot of hugs. Until next time, please take care.